welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. Today I am going to be doing this look right here using the brand new 35G Bronze Goals palette from Morphe. I just got this in literally yesterday. This is what it looks like right here. There's so many beautiful bronze tones, very brown warm tones as well. Beautiful packaging. They really did an amazing job with this palette. If you're interested in seeing how I achieved this look right here, just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so I already moisturized my skin. I used my favorite moisturizer, the Clinique Pep Start Moisturizer. It is blurring, so it's going to give you a completely smooth finish. So all I've done so far is apply my foundation. The one that I used today is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I am in the shade Ivory, and I applied it with the Real Techniques sculpting brush. So for concealer, I'm using the KEVYN Sensual Skin Enhancer. I am in the shade 05. This is a very thick consistency. As you can see, it comes in a pot like this. It's very thick. It's not runny at all. It's really good for blemishes around the face just because it is so thick. It's so awesome for brightening the under eye area as well. This is a Morphe E26 brush. It's a little bit of a paddle brush on one side and a much smaller one on the other side. I'm going to be taking the smaller side and I'm just going to be dipping it in here. You really need a little bit with this concealer. So I like to just dot it where I feel like I need it, which is going to be under my eyes. And with the opposite side, I'm just going to buff it out. I used to use this concealer so much on a lot of my clients, and I haven't been using it anymore just because I don't buy it anymore because of the Tarte Shape Tape. That one like completely took over my life. I'm also going to put a little bit right here in the center of my eyebrows. For my eyebrows, I'm using the DIPBROW by Anastasia. This is in the shade medium brown. So I just take it on my small brush. This is a Morphe M158. It has the eyebrow brush on one side and the spoolie on the other side. I always use this brush for my eyebrows. I'm getting a little bit of a closer mirror and I'm just going to start filling in my brows. I like to shape the tail of my brow first and then I continue to the inner area of my brow. I've really been wanting to try the DIPBROW gel. They just released the DIPBROW gel. So it comes in a smaller tube than the DIPBROW pomade, and that one, I actually saw it at Ulta yesterday, but they didn't have my shade, like always. You guys, it's already March, and I still don't have the James Charles palette. Like, I'll look online to see if it's available, and it never is available. And yesterday that I was at Ulta, I asked them if they had it in stock. I knew they didn't, and they told me that I literally have to be waiting outside before the store opens, like on the restock days. I guess I just didn't want it that bad, but I still want it, you know? I just don't want it to be so hard to get. That makes sense. I am going to take a little bit of that same concealer that I used under my eyes, and I'm going to clean up the edge of my eyebrows. So what I like to do is first do the top and then I'll do the bottom of my brow. This is a MAC 185 brush. It's a very small concealer brush. So what I like to do is just go over the top of my brow. I feel like the more pressure that you apply when you do this, the sharper that it's going to come out. I'll just go ahead and dab the excess concealer upwards just to blend it in a little bit more. I'm going right under my eyebrow, so I really want to make this area sharper. So what I'm going to do is take this brush, put it right up to the edge of the product that I applied, and I'm going to really firmly press down and just carve out the brow. It's also really important that your brush hairs don't start to fray out. A lot of times that can mess your whole eyebrow up. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the other eyebrow and I'll be right back. So now that my eyebrows are done, I'm going to set my face with my Huda Beauty Pound Cake Translucent Powder. So I'm just going to be applying it all over my face. This is an IT Cosmetics powder brush. You can find these at Sephora. No, Ulta, sorry. I just like to take a little bit out onto the cap, and I'm just going to swirl it around a little bit, and I'm just going to dust this all over my skin. I have really been enjoying this powder. I just feel like for the price, you can find a much more inexpensive one. If you want to save a little bit of money, I do recommend just looking for another loose powder. I actually really like the Airspun powder. That one does almost an identical job as this one, and that one's around $5. For my bronzer, I'm using the Benefit HOOLA bronzer. This is my absolute favorite bronzer of all time. So I'm just applying this one into my cheekbone area. And I kind of try to stop right here where the eye and the cheek are going to be meeting by the jaw, and I also go around the forehead and the nose. I've been using this bronzer since I was in high school probably, which was like centuries ago. I like the perimeter of my face to be really bronzed up, and I feel like the nose kind of has to match it a little bit better than as if you were just leaving it bare. So I always put some on my nose also. Since I want this to be a very bronzed look, I even want my highlight to be bronzed. So I'm going in with the Anastasia Glow Kit, which is in that glow, and I'm using Dripping in Gold. I believe this is one of the very first glow kits that Anastasia released. That's how it looks. It's really nice. It gives you a nice, super nice bronze glow. I'm going to put some down here on my nose and a little bit down the center of the bridge of my nose. For my lips, I'm actually using something that's new from the drugstore. This is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit. These came out with the Rose collection that was launched a couple weeks ago. Yesterday when I went to go get groceries, I passed by the makeup area and I saw this and I was like, this is actually a really nice color. I usually do my lipstick last, but I feel like whenever I do my lipstick at the very end, you don't get enough time to see how it actually looks on someone. It's super dark, so vampy, so beautiful. I feel like these are so easy to apply because of the thickness of the cream, and also the doe foot applicator is kind of like dented, so I don't know if you can see, but it has a small indent at that area right there, so it's super easy to line your lips and to fill them in. So again, that was in the shade Kiss of Death. I recommend that you really do go get this soon if you want it, just because it is limited edition and I don't know how long they're going to be stocking this for. And it's a really nice, beautiful shade. They're very comfortable to wear. They don't feel flaky whatsoever, and you can't beat the price of those. I do want to do something more on the orange side for my blush, so I'm going to be taking some of MAC's Style blush. This is a single blush that you can get at MAC. I don't always wear blush, but since this is going to be a bronze look, I do want to add some color to my cheeks. So the eyeshadows that I'm using today are new from Morphe. This is the 35G Bronze Goals eyeshadow palette. It looks like this. I actually just got it in the mail yesterday, so I'm pretty excited to use it. I haven't even opened it up yet, I really wanted to do a look using this just so that you can see how it looks, and if you want to get it, you can get it before it's gone. So you just take it out like this. It comes in a bubble wrap. I feel like it's so much prettier than just their classic black plain eyeshadow palettes. Good thing that mine's not broken, just because I hadn't opened it yet, and every time I order palettes online, I always have this fear of them coming broken. The shade names are not on the actual palette, so I'm probably going to have to save this, be popping it in and out every single time that I use the palette, which kind of sucks. I hope that soon they start to include the shade names on the palette. You do have your matte black, a shimmery black, you have your dark browns, and everything in between all the way up to a nice champagne highlight. I do want to do somewhat of a cut crease look today, so that is what I'm going to do. I am so excited for this. I feel like this is everything that you need as a neutral palette. So you do have a lot of your shimmers, you have a lot of your mattes. This is really nice. If you're starting off in makeup and you don't have too many eyeshadows, you will have everything that you need for an everyday look. This is the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. I like to just buff it in with my finger just so that I assure myself that I am giving a nice even layer of this. Okay, onto a Morphe M504 brush, which is just this huge blending brush. I'm going to be taking this shade right here, which is on the second on the first row. I'm going to pop this right into my crease. And the quality of Morphe eyeshadows for what you're paying for them is amazing. This eyeshadow palette retails for $25 and you get 35 eyeshadows. That puts them at less than $1 each. That's just crazy. It's amazing how inexpensive these are. I'm just kind of trying to buff out these edges. So the next eyeshadow that I'm taking is going to be this matte brown right there. I'm taking it on a smaller blending brush. This one is a MAC 217. The first shade that I use is called Sandy. The second one that I'm taking is called NEKKED. So not naked, it's NEKKED, like with an E. So I'm just going to be popping that one into my crease, going to start building up the intensity in this area. So as you can see, I just gave myself a lot more intensity to my eye. My crease is a lot more defined. I like to just go back in with the brush that I already used, but I don't apply any more extra product to the brush just so that I can use it to blend out. So with the same brush, I'm going to be going into the shade right here, which is called Tan Up. This shade has a lot of red undertones. I'm just blending it all the way through my crease. I'm focusing most of it onto the outer corner, but I am taking it all the way into the inner corner as well. So with the first brush that I used, I went back into the first shade that I picked up, which is called Sandy. I'm going over the edges of this just to give another blend in there. So I am actually going to go in with the blackest black that they have in here. I'm going to go into that one with a smaller blending brush. This one is a Sonia Kashuk brush. I don't want to blend this one too high up. I want this one pretty focused right into the center of the crease. So I really just want to keep it where it is. I don't want to move it too much. I'm going to go back into the dark brown, which is called Tan Up. I'm going to be going around these edges. I actually noticed right now that I didn't get any fallout onto my face at all. And that just shows you how good these eyeshadows really are. They're not dusty. They don't fly around onto your skin. They don't fly around onto your room. I do want to do a cut crease in the center. This is a MAC 316. You can extend the handle by adding it to the back. Here, I'm just taking a little bit onto this brush so that I can pop it into my crease.
I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Okay, so I'm going to be using this one in my inner corner. I'm really going to pop it in there a lot. I'm going to buff it down a little bit. I'm actually going downwards towards my lower lash line with this eyeshadow. Yo, I really need to I don't want to put eye drops in my eye to cover that up because I feel like it just needs to go away on its own. So I'm sorry. I might edit this out. So this is an awesome shade for the inner corner. It really does give a lot of brightness. So for my lid, I'm taking a Sigma concealer brush. Right in the center of my lid, I do want to take this one right here, which is called Raise. So with this one, I'm going to pop it right next to that shade that I put in. It's not really doing too well on my brush. I'm going to go in with my finger and see if that helps. Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my finger again. And I'm just tapping this onto my lid. So right next to that one, I am going to be taking the shade Island Life onto my finger as well. I'm going to be taking a little bit of the shade Sandy and I'm just popping it right into this area just to cover up this concealer that I don't want to show. I'm taking the shade Glare. It's the lightest shade in the entire palette. I'm just going to pop this one right under my brow bone to highlight this area. If you want to do your brow highlight at the very end, this is an amazing brush to do that for. It's super sleek, super small, super thin, and it gets right into that area where you need to get it. For my lower lash line, I'm taking the darkest brown shade that I used, which is called Tan Up. I'm just going to line my lower lashes. And then right over top of this, I'm going to use the black eyeshadow.
'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
of the Maybelline Rocket Mascara to my lower lashes. I'll be adding these Morphe eyelashes. They are in the style called Secretive. They're really spidery and they look really like blown out. So I'm going to be putting those on and I'll be right back. So this is how the eyeshadow looks with the lashes. The last thing that I'm going to be doing is adding a little bit of MAC Fix Plus. This is a setting spray just to lock everything in. So that is the completed look, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, I did use the 35G Bronze Goals palette from Morphe. I'll link it down below if you're interested in purchasing it. Other than that, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.